The Galactic Peacekeeping Academy prided itself on cultural understanding. All member species participated in exchange programs designed to foster respect between vastly different biological backgrounds. This year marked the first time a human, AA, species from the notorious Deathworld Earth, would participate in the Naxvori warrior culture exchange. Cadet Thomas Reed stood half the height of the average Naxvori, his unimpressive human frame lacking the chitinous armor, secondary limbs, or natural weaponry of his hosts. The Academy supervisors had seriously debated canceling his participation, fearing the fragile human would suffer grievous injury or worse. But diplomatic protocols demanded equal opportunity, and the human had volunteered enthusiastically. "We've adjusted the training parameters for your physiology," explained Director Learn, his eye stalks pulsing with concern. "The Naxivori understand you require special accommodations." Thomas nodded politely. "I appreciate your concern, Director, but I'd prefer the standard program." The three alien supervisors exchanged troubled glances. "That would be unwise," chittered Assistant Director Vex. "Naxivori training involves ritual combat, endurance challenges in hostile environments, and sleep deprivation techniques. Your species isn't built for such rigors," Thomas smiled. "With respect, I think you might be underestimating humans." The supervisors reluctantly agreed but placed medical drones on constant standby. They expected to extract the human within hours. Day 1 began with the Ritual of Strength, a competition where warriors demonstrated physical prowess by carrying massive stone pillars up a steep mountain path. The Naxivori effortlessly hoisted their burdens with multiple arms, their exoskeletons designed for such tasks. Thomas studied the stone pillar assigned to him, roughly twice his body weight. The supervisors watched nervously as he braced himself, lifted with proper technique, and began the ascent. His progress was slower but steady. By evening, covered in sweat but smiling, Thomas completed the climb alongside his Naxivori peers. "Fascinating adaptation," remarked the Naxivori instructor. Kraz to the bewildered supervisors. "The human leverages mechanical efficiency rather than brute strength." Day 2 brought the endurance trials, a desert trek without water. The supervisors nearly intervened until Thomas explained human perspiration and heat regulation, demonstrating how his water conservation techniques differed from Naxivori methods. By day 3, the medical drones remained unused, and Director Learn noticed something unexpected. The Naxivori warriors were beginning to display respect toward Thomas. Not pity, as anticipated, but genuine respect. The 4th day featured combat training. The Naxivori practiced with natural weapons, claws, stingers, and pincers, while Thomas requested simple staffs and blunted knives. What he lacked in natural armament, he compensated for with speed and unpredictability. The human fought differently, not with overwhelming force but with tactical precision and adaptability. Their species lacks natural weapons, so they've developed thousands of fighting styles instead, Kraz explained to his fascinated warriors. They call it martial arts, combat as both science and art form. By the 5th day, Thomas was teaching human fighting techniques to interested Naxivori, while they taught him to leverage his smaller size against larger opponents. A genuine cultural exchange had emerged, completely unexpected. The 6th day brought the most dreaded challenge, the Night of Torments. Traditionally, warriors would be subjected to pain-inducing stimuli while required to solve complex problems. The supervisors had prepared a significantly watered-down version for Thomas. "I'd like to try the standard version," Thomas requested. "Impossible," Director Learn insisted. "Your species lacks pain suppression nodes." "True," Thomas acknowledged. "But we have something else. Mental compartmentalization. I'd like to demonstrate." What followed shocked the supervisors. While the Naxivori endured through biological pain resistance, Thomas employed psychological techniques, breathing methods, and focus exercises. He completed the challenges with a deliberate calm that unnerved the observers. The final day featured the ceremonial hunt, tracking and capturing dangerous prey in the Academy's biodome. Thomas partnered with a Naxivori named Vex, combining human strategic thinking with Naxivori strength. When their target, a genetically modified predator, ambushed them, Thomas was injured. The supervisors moved to extract him, but Thomas waved them off, applied a field dressing, and continued the hunt. He and Devex not only completed their objective, but recorded the fastest time in the exchange's history. At the week's conclusion, Thomas stood alongside his Naxivori counterparts for the graduation ceremony, battered but unbowed. What truly alarmed the supervisors wasn't his unexpected success, but what happened after. The Naxivori war captain approached with a formal request. They wanted human tactical instructors at their military academy. More concerning, several Naxivori warriors had petitioned to visit Earth for an extended exchange. The supervisors panicked. The entire purpose of the controlled exchange was to demonstrate that species should remain in environments suited to their biology. Instead, the program had revealed humanity's most frightening quality, not their strength or endurance, but their adaptability. "We've made a grave miscalculation," Director Learn confided to his colleagues as Thomas exchanged contact information with his new Naxivori friends. "We designed this program thinking we were protecting the human from Naxivori culture, but perhaps we should have been protecting galactic culture from human influence." As Thomas boarded his transport home, the Academy transmitted an urgent message to Galactic Headquarters. The Deathworlders weren't dangerous because they were physically imposing. They were dangerous because they could thrive anywhere, adapt to anything, and somehow make friends in the process. The cultural exchange program was immediately suspended for comprehensive review.